There are weeks in the NFL when the biggest opponent isn't the team on the schedule, it's the injury report. And that's exactly what the Eagles are facing heading into their matchup with the Buccaneers. Coming off a win over the Rams, the mood in Philly should have been high, but the latest injury update dropped like a bomb, leaving Eagles Nation uneasy. Some of the names fans least wanted to see showed up, and not just role players, but key pieces whose availability could swing the outcome of Sunday's game. The first bad news: Zach Bond, the linebacker who was settling nicely into the scheme, didn't practice. Alongside him, rookie linebacker Jihad Campbell was also sidelined, and cornerback Adoree Jackson remained out. When three defensive players disappear from practice before a pivotal game, the alarms start ringing. Depth gets tested fast, and with opposing offenses ready to attack any weakness, the risks multiply. As if that wasn't enough, even the most trusted unit brought uncertainty. Veteran tackle Lane Johnson, a cornerstone of the offensive line, was listed as limited. Any issue with Johnson is concerning, because his presence is what keeps Jalen Hurts protected and the run game moving. Backup QB Tanner McKee was also limited, which doesn't affect Sunday directly, but it chips away at roster security in a long season. At least there was one piece of good news. Rookie running back Will Shipley returned to full practice. He'll back up Saquon Barkley, giving the backfield extra depth and some much-needed rotation. His return is a small but important win for the offense, but the defense remains the real concern. Without Bond and Campbell, the linebacker group loses muscle. Without Jackson, the secondary faces another serious blow, right before a matchup against a team that has given Philly headaches for years. Since 2015, the Buccaneers have owned this series, and now the Birds may be even more vulnerable. The only silver lining: Tampa Bay is hurting too. Mike Evans is out, which takes away their most dangerous receiver. Still, Chris Godwin is active, and Baker Mayfield has shown he can exploit defenses when given the chance. That's why this game feels less like a matchup and more like a survival test. Both teams are limping in, but the real question is, who can cover their losses better? For the Eagles, that means extra responsibility falls on young players and backups. Guys like Kaylee Ringo and Mac McWilliams, who have already been thrown into action, could see even bigger role. And this is where maturity, discipline, and confidence become just as important as raw talent. My take: this game against the Bucs isn't just about the scoreboard, it's about resilience. If the Eagles can overcome these injuries and still win, it sends a powerful message to the league. This roster has depth, and this team can survive adversity. But if they stumble, it will raise serious questions about whether Philly has enough to sustain a Super Bowl run. That's the reality of the NFL. It always tests at the worst possible time. And now it's the Eagles' turn to prove whether they can hold strong when the roster is far from full strength. So here's the big question for you, Eagles Nation. With Bacon, Campbell, and Jackson sidelined and Lane Johnson limited, can Philly still take down the Buccaneers? Or is this where the defense finally cracks under pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe to the channel. Because in Philadelphia, there are no easy roads. And that's when the Bird Gang proves its true strength. Fly, Eagle, fly.